Hello, Jim's my name. I'm with the Buick Car Club. This is my car. It's a 1918 hand-built special, one of four that was built by a person in the States. Originally it was a 1918 Buick six-cylinder. The story of the car is that it was in a factory fire in the States, and a bodybuilder bought the car. He bought four cars actually. He hand-built the body. If you look under the guard, you can still see all the hand-cut marks and the rivet parts. The motor in it, you manually oil the rocker gear on it. It's the oil pressure fed sump onto the crankshaft, but the top's all manually oiled. Actually, Dunbar Buick designed the overhead valve motor in the early days, which is the forerunner of GMH. But anyway, back to this car. The story with these cars is that it was built to run moonshine in the States, and as we get further down to the back, I'll show you where they used to put the bottles of moonshine. And when you read the history of it, you start thinking about, with the extra 3 spare tyres on it, there were a speed knock-off hub that you could easily change the tyres if you blew a tyre out in the dirt road somewhere with the feds after you running the moonshine. The tyres themselves, they were an option of Buick. The body was built in about 1920-21 after the guy bought these burnt out wrecks, but it is dated as a 1918 Buick. All handmade, single lining on the bodywork. There's no double panels anywhere. With the moonshine, this big chrome thing up in the top here, what they used to do was put the bottles into the fuel tank, which you can see you could easily put a bottle of moonshine in there and let it float around in the fuel, and they used to hide it from the feds in the old days. And well, this car, there's a bit of a story with it about how it got out here. It was found in the 50s and restored by a person in the States whose daughter ended up marrying an Australian and brought it out here. They used to use it before they got married over the States, and he gave it to them when they got married. And it came out here and virtually sat in the garage for years until they decided they wanted a swimming pool and decided to sell the car. And the old story is I happened to be in the right place at the right time, I think. So it is one of four built. There is known as one left in America that has been restored. This one is, as I said before, original condition really, and that's the way we try to keep it. Even the spare tyres, I try to keep the 2 spares on the front. The Firestone, the original with the non-skid tread pattern, which are getting a bit hard to get in these days too. I really like driving the old thing, but the trouble is the Australian conditions are a bit too hot for it. You know, it seems to boil a bit. Coming down here these days aren't real good for it. But, top condition. Yeah. And a few people have said, why don't you restore it? But I think it's more character the way it is. You see all the chips and dents on it. The internet's been pretty good. I've had emails from people that even remembered in the States that told the story about the bonnet. If you'll notice, the bonnet's a slightly different colour, and apparently one owner of it, he separated from his wife, and his wife sold it to a wrecking yard, and the owner, the person that bought it, then seen it there and bought it, but it didn't have any bonnet and everything. And the original restorer ended up finding out his wife had got rid of it, and found the new owner and offered to sell him, or he demanded to give him the car back, but he wouldn't be in that. And he said, well, I've got the bonnet and a few other parts, but he wanted a ridiculous price, so the new owner said, I'll make my own bonnet, and that's why the bonnet's a slightly different colour. But apart from that, it's really the original paint on the car. So that's about the story of it so far.